Let's start with the usual.
Like in all the nations of the world, the powerful political elites will determine who governs us. Like a proverbial knees on our necks, this nation is choking. We can no longer breathe. There is a shortage of air. We need to allow this nation thrive. I'm pleading with you tonight on behalf of millions of our people, more than 10 million of their children who are out of school, and more than half of the population who are in abject poverty. This nation cannot be taken as a private enterprise anymore. You, the ordinary Nigerian, can no longer keep quiet. The nation belongs to all of us. And this time around again, no sitting on the fence. We must speak up to rescue this nation. The continent of Africa is waiting for its giant to rise up and flourish. That is why 2023 election is a make or mar. Look, this nation cannot make a mistake with the choice of its next leader. It is a must we get it right. If you employ the best hands to run your private companies, we should have the best of us run the affairs of this nation. We must get leadership right, not only at the center, but across the states. Knowledge, crisis management skills, character and integrity, vision and courage to make tough decisions, effective communication skills, ability to unite the nation. Leaders who cannot show these traits cannot be hired. Enough is enough. Nigeria, arise, vote and vote right, and your time is now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Honor Politics, where we talk politics and policy with specific focus on Nigeria, of course. But we also live in a global village, right? So everything goes. In case you are wondering why I start with that video, why you could play Sheon, election don't pass, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right. But Shehu is always on air. Shehu goes live every day, 6 days a week, except Saturdays. And I think even that Saturdays himself, he has his own podcast. So, is it only when a message like this is paid for before we can hear it? Where is the energy? At least, even though not 1 day a week, a month, or even yearly. Why for 4 years? It says a lot about our media. Anyway, there's another one I want us to watch before we go into details of what we want to talk about today. That's another one, right? Where is that energy? Where is this passion? Where is the doggedness? Why? What happened? We lost. So what? It's a journey, I think. I believe. It's a journey. If we give up now, we empower the opposition to keep going. When I mean opposition, the people that we are actually fighting is a fight. So it's not a destination, it's a journey. We lost, okay? The more reason we should double that passion, double the energy. We need to refuel. And that's where Tony Port Nigeria come to play. I'll talk more about that as we go on. But we'll talk about separatists and one Nigerianness. Yes, I thought I put it Tony Port Nigeria. As I said, we'll talk about that as we go on. But the difference between the separatists and those of us who still believe in Nigeria, I respect the separatists a lot. Why? Because they know what they want. Not just they know what they want, they are very, very precise about what they want and they get to work. You might disagree with how they are going about their planning, their work, but they are doing something. But most importantly for me, they believe it is possible, it is achievable. And to me, that's the most important thing in all this. The conviction. They believe that yes, that they can achieve the country of their own. Nothing can beat that. That comes to stay for life. But how did they achieve that conviction? A lot of work goes into it, I want to believe. They are very, very precise about what they want, how they go about it, the terms they use to describe the what they want. You would need to engage them in that conversation for you to understand that yes, they believe they are very, 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 very articulate in terms of how to defend or argue about what they want and how they will want to achieve it. As I said, you don't need to agree with them. But to me, that's what that spirit, that conviction, that doggedness is what those of us who still believe in Nigerians are lacking. What I noticed lately is when you are beginning to, when they say, let's talk about solution, how do we achieve the Nigeria we want? How do we begin to do something that will propel us to that Nigeria that we want? You will now begin to hear people begin to say, oh, it's not possible. Ah, that cannot be done. Oh, this cannot be done. And that to me is the problem. You never see that. And this is coming from within those people who actually believe in Nigeria. You will never see that coming from people who believe in separatists, who believe they deserve their own country. You will never see those kind of resistance coming from their own camp. You can see that resistance coming from those of us who believe in Nigeria. And of course, that's how it's supposed to be, trying to take them off their game. That they believe that is not possible. That's what we are supposed to do. But that will never come from within them. No matter how you're trying to convince them, even then you make them see the reality, they see, able to convince them verbally that, oh, it is not possible, but deep down, no, it's not going to work. They don't hear you, but they will not follow through. But on that side of those that believe in Nigeria, they easily give into that kind of argument. Oh, it's not possible. Oh, they will do this. Oh, they will do this. Oh, they will do this. And you just give up. And that is because we spend so much time complaining, analyzing our problem, and little time to think through that even as we analyze our problem, lies the solution to our problem. And that's the problem of complaining. We all know our problem. The problem is that it never changed. It's been the same. We all agree that the leadership system is not it. Even the leaders themselves, they believe that. We all know this, that every at this point, every of our problem is hinged on leadership. So let's run them out of town if we cannot beat them. It's not going to take a day or a week. It's going to take months, years, decades. But it is possible to achieve that. As I said, if the separatists who you can say there is no way out if you want to go by the constitution as this and believe that they can achieve their dream, their goal. And they are very convinced about it. And there's nothing you can do at this point to convince them otherwise. So why can't we, who believe in one Nigeria, that actually have something going on for us already, we actually have a country, all we need to do is how to make it better for everyone, at least majority of us. Or when I mean better, convincing, have just the basic things of life what 2023 can offer. And we give in easily to the idea that, oh, it is not possible. If people who doesn't have anything, the only thing they have going on for them is history. History that, yes, they've won stand for this, even though they were defeated physically. But they are not down. So to me, that is one thing we should take away from the separatists. I like to learn from both the people I disagree with or people who beat me every day. I don't care. There's just something to learn from those uh, people who believe in separatists. Even to some extent, even you do also have that conviction. And I like them when they are making case for their conviction. They will call you names and they will justify that name. Case in point, when Nnamdi Kanu is calling Nigeria Zoo. You can disagree with that time. I do disagree with it, but guess what? You cannot not help but give it to him that it will back it up with fact figures. It will give you scenario example why he is calling Nigeria a zoo, and you cannot argue against that. You can disagree with him, but it's spreading the fact. Because the way we behave, it's pretty much like animals. Although we are not even different from the other animal anyway. The major difference between human being and every other animal is that human being can come together in hundreds, in thousands, in millions and build something, build a car, build a house, build a city, put flour, sugar, something together, bake cake and all that. That's what the only advantage that we have over every other animal. But now you will not put it into perspective. Are we organized enough to actually even come out with something? I will say no. We cannot even build a city that is conducive for everyone to live in, both the rich and the poor. We don't manufacture and we don't produce nothing. So how dare you say you are more than every other animal out there on the planet? So if you look at it from that perspective, Nnamdi Kanu is right. We are in a zoo. The animals who cannot act for their own benefit. Let's even come together and just make our environment livable. Just livable, just the basic things of 2023: electricity, good roads, water, security. So if we cannot do that as human, then how dare we say we are even human, that we are better than every other animal on the planet? So again, the separatists know what they want and they know how to get it. And it takes them years and time to arrive at this point. And that's why I say, even though I disagree with Nnamdi Kanu the way he do his things, right? But you cannot help but give it to him that this man single-handedly decided to gather millions of youths together and literally just conscientize them. And that is what the state government, the federal government cannot do. Single individual did that. And again, for those who are calling for Obi to come and lead protests, you don't have to. This is 2023. Going out there on the streets to make noise with that concrete plan going to it is just it's the benefit of the people you are actually protesting against. Nnamdi Kanu go behind the internet, the radio, whatever you want to put it, and single-handedly gather boys together and girls together and just educate them. The best way possible, the modern way of actually organizing. That's exactly what that man did. He took advantage of what is available today and putting him in history. And that is why he's still in jail. I keep saying that Nnamdi Kanu is still in jail, not because what necessarily the state is accusing him of. He's still in jail because of what he has achieved and what he can do more if he's free. And as far as I'm concerned, even if they release Nnamdi Kanu today and he never said a word verbally again, he's still speaking loud. His popularity, his message, he will just keep resonating and he will keep growing. And that is what the states are grappling with. That is what they could not just, they don't know how to control that anymore. It's too late. So now revolution, in a way, that's what it is. Especially when majority of his believers, his followers are young. So they are still going to be here for the next 30 to 40 years. So the Nigerian state are going to deal with those ideology for the next 30 to 40 years. The state understand that, but I don't think the people actually understand that yet. But the Nigerian state understand that whether we like it or not, there are a group of young people out there who we have to work twice on them to get them on our side, either by force or by persuasion. That's the problem right now between Nnamdi Kanu and the state. Not necessarily what they are asking that accuse him of doing. 9 key people pass. Passenger order the claims of OD. It is what they are accusing Nnamdi Kanu of. Buhari spread shite at first, then spread answers. Free bullets. Is it more than what they are accusing Nnamdi Kanu of at this point? No. So it's not what he did. It's not what Nnamdi Kanu, but it's not what they are accusing of, but what silently, quietly he is able to achieve by conscientizing people out there. Because whether you like it or not, a lot of Showore followers, the Take It Back movement, are also the product of Nnamdi Kanu. 99% of the audio obedience, young people, especially among them, are people who grew up on Nnamdi Kanu message, who see Nigeria for what it is through Nnamdi Kanu. Because you don't have to agree with the message too that the Nnamdi Kanu sold to them. That's not the point. I'm talking about the effect of that message, because they are seeing Nigeria through a different lens. There are millions of Nigerians who are seeing Nigeria through Nnamdi Kanu lens, through Nnamdi Kanu ideology, through Nnamdi Kanu philosophy, through Nnamdi Kanu words and actions. How do you deal with that? So it's not about that his message is right or wrong. No, it's not about that. It's about how, through which lens they see Nigeria. A lot of people see Nigeria via Buhari's ideology, via Buhari's philosophy. Some people are beginning to see Nigeria through Tinubu's lens. So you see, this is what it's about. It has nothing to do with what they make us talk or think about on the media. And that is where when I mean we, those who believe in one Nigeria and attack that group of people or that movement or that organization, however we are going to arrive at turning point Nigeria, it's high time we start thinking and start seeing Nigeria through the lens of it is possible, and how we are going to make it possible is what is the action involved. How do you see Nigeria? Through what? Who do you see Nigeria? If you believe in one Nigeria, you should be seeing Nigeria through the lens of Atoni Nahoro, through the lens of Awolowo, through the lens of Aminu Kano. These three people have one thing in common. They believe in educating the masses, but most importantly, they believe in the power of we the people. It is our country. Without we the people, they are not leaders. Because now they believe the other way around. They first before the people. And I experienced this firsthand as an athlete. When a president of a federation will be tell you to your face, if not be us, there will not be the federation, or there will not be athletics. I say, no, sir. Athlete first before you the president. You are the president of athletic federation. If there's no athletics, if there are no athletes, there won't be athletics. There will not be federation. Definitely, there will not be president. So we come first. But genuinely, that's what they believe. That the kind of leaders, the kind of people that we are dealing with, how they see or what they see. So, the question is, how do you see Nigeria? Through which lens are you seeing it? With the understanding that Nnamdi Kanu is still in jail, not because what they accuse him of doing, but what he has succeeded in doing, and we keep doing, dead or alive. I think the point where they are the point where, but how do we convince this man to believe in Nigeria again, so that hopefully those people can begin to see Nigeria? So we need to take it back. We need to focus on conscientizing the people. We need to articulate the kind of Nigeria that we want. how we want it, day by day. It's not going to be a sprint. It's not going to be something, oh, we should. No, it's a journey of a lifetime. It's about the next 50 years. It's about the next 100 years. But how do we arrive at that? It's going to be day by day. We have to start conscientizing the people, start educating the people, and start empowering the people. That is how we get the leadership that we want. And that's how we will set our country in a trajectory that we want for our kids and the next generation to come and build on. Because to me, that's the most important thing. How do we conscientize the people, just like the way Nnamdi Kanu did? Nnamdi Kanu is a classical example of what we want in terms of how to conscientize the people. Again, we can argue about his words, his direction. That is not the point I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make here is that your generation who are seeing Nigeria through the lens of Nnamdi Kanu. That conviction that is so into the minds of millions is what the focus is what we should take away from the whole Nnamdi Kanu story. I will repeat it again. Nnamdi Kanu is not in jail because of what they are accusing him of. If they accuse him of his action, of his words lead to the lynching and killing of people, fine. As far as I'm concerned, Obasanjo did the same thing. Obasanjo wiped her whole village. Buhari did the same thing to the shy people and to the Hensas. So for God's sake, it's not about that. It's about what he has able to do that they could not do. What is that? Conscientizing millions of Nigerians. I disagree with what is sold to them, but the fact that they are listening to him and the fact that that ideology will keep growing is what they are battling with. As I say, even if they release Nnamdi Kanu today and he never spoke a word, never say a word again, make a note of one word again for the rest of his life, he is still going to be loud. Because even that alone is also saying something. That man achieved that without necessarily going on the street in the name of protest. All he did was to just stick to behind his conviction and push it out there every day. And that is what I want we that believe in one Nigeria should emulate. If you believe in one Nigeria, you have to fight for it every day. Nobody should come and tell you that it is not possible. If a man can be convinced that yes, Biafra is possible, and by so doing, not convince himself, convince millions of people that is possible, how dare you accept the fact that achieving a one great Nigeria is not possible? When you begin to try to articulate how we can get to it better, they begin to say, no, it's not possible. They will do this, they will do this, they will do this. Of course. But the same person will spend days, months trying to tell you what Nigeria problem is. So if you have the capacity, I believe, to articulate and see through what the problem is, for God's sake, the same energy can be spent in thinking through it, and you will also see the solution. But no, because we like to criticize, we like to condemn, I mean, that's our reality, I know. But just stick the other way around for a minute and say, again, if that is so hard, just put on the spirit of the separatists who are so convinced, and I admire that. They would defend their conviction with anything. As far as I'm concerned, that's something we should take away. Just Jamaica, he was so nervous. Who was nervous? Sorry. Oh, I just didn't do the comment now. I am really happy for Sheung. I remember when he joined China, so okay. He was so nervous. Of course, Sheung grew in our own. You look back 5 years ago, you know that's one thing I like. I will take away. I take from him. I like the fact that you could see how you could see the growth over time. It's because of, I think, dedication and he love what he does, I think. Okay, quick question. I am curious. You seems to always be in your vehicle, even this early. I hope everything. Oh no, everything is not okay. Oh. Make as if I go be captain. Like, yeah, everything is okay. I don't get. No mind me. Okay, man. Let me put it this way. It's getting cold, and I don't like cold. What does that mean? I don't want to migrate with that. I like to travel. Actually, I'm always on the road. So, all is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. So yes, I'm always on the roads. I'm in Texas. It's getting cold. So I don't move commode. I'm thinking of going down to California, Vegas, Phoenix, or Florida. But I'll be on the road a lot. So once I'm on the road, I three things: hotel, Airbnb, car. So it depends on the. It depends on this started like last wait 2021 November 2021. Yeah, so all is well. All is well. This light it come from, I don't know now. How do I describe it? It comes with like tripod, but normally it's supposed to like it's in a stand. I just think about it this morning, boom. Emeka, so yeah, just Emeka, all is well, all is well. I thanks for the observation. But what make I ask? I don't care. What could not be if I say all is not well? What would be the good excuse or responsible? Say, hey, make if you are still there, man. No, what would be good? What would be the problem? Homeless. Oh, okay. Another thing, I know I know the I don't know where I don't believe in okay, some people call it settle down, like maybe they want settle down place, just get a house, begin to buy things. Then before you know, you are enslaved to those things. What do I mean? You know, if you move, you know, if you. So I mean, a person with the I like, I'm. Should I say I'm very adventurous? I be nomad. I like I like outdoor first. I like when it's very hot. So I like to be in different places. I get bored easily. If I do one place 6 months to a year, I never travel. Then while I don't come, that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. I don't come Dallas the big January. But even though within that, I never come up for Texas since then. I've been to, I just go 2, 3, 4 hours away, but I never race up. I'm really getting bored. Plus, an excuse not the code. So what thing will be this? You always know where. Oh, in terms of work, I do outdoor job. I do constructions. I stripe. That's my specialty in construction. Stripe garages, roads, parking lots. So that I can do anywhere. I don't really. Um, yeah. And again, I did experiment doing the use YouTube on the roads to talk to a lot of people, feature a lot of stuff. So that's that's what I'm building on. If I should put it that way. Yeah. So I do that a lot as I work. Um, mm, it just yeah, I know. I like that. It's just an observation, and I was quite worried. If it's to a lifestyle choice, then that's all right. It is a lifestyle choice. But of course, I don't be say it's a lifestyle. Even if I'm a millionaire, I think I will still do the same thing. Maybe in a more the different. Maybe I will have I will have I will have uh, either a van, a mobile podcast studio. I think that would be the rich OVA. So if I get more money, that's what I would do. I'll still be doing this. I'll still be moving from place to place, but maybe in a more luxury style. Maybe I would do van or RV too big. I like RV, but that's it's too big. So maybe I'll do a van with solid studio. Then if we become if the millionaire we do a private jet with a podcast studio and that. How about that? That's something to be a millionaire over. If you get million, you do a private jet podcast with a private jet. So just to make the next thing I'm working on is to maybe you see me on a van, but with more of a studio equipment in that van. That's what the rich OVA would do. So if you want to support that kind of idea, I'll take your money. So in case if you are worried, so that you will not be worried again. Yes, Turning Points. Forget side talk. Turning Point Nigeria is something. I think it's a name. I'm the idea something that why don't they work for my head? What can I do, right? Or what can we do to contribute to Nigeria? That those who believe in one Nigeria like me, I'm a staunch one Nigerian. Yes, I believe Nigeria can be better. I believe Nigeria can be savage. I believe Nigeria can be great. But two problems here: we have leaders who don't care, and we have the masses who don't know better. I'm not saying me. I'm not saying I know better. All of us don't know better. I don't know better because it's not about what you know. It's about what you can do with what you know. You know something, small something. Me say if I know small something, how do we bring that small thing together and impact the next person? That's where we are. And I think that is your point of me saying turning point Nigeria, right? And I draw that inspiration from the separatists who are so convinced that they want to leave. And the fact that they are not just saying it, they are working, they are so that conviction is so there and they can articulate it so good. And I think that's what we are lacking with that belief in what Nigerian is. We give up easily when somebody is when somebody doubts our little solution, our little idea of what to do in Nigeria, but they will doubt us. Oh, you know, go up, we know go work. They go do this. Oh, they go kill it. And we just fall apart. So that's the whole idea of turning point Nigeria. We have to turn that mindset. If you believe in Nigeria, why do you believe in that? Bring it on. Why do I believe? Bring it on. Let's build an idea, a philosophy of a country that we want and hand it over to the next generation so that they can carry on from there. That's what I believe. That's what one turning point Nigeria is all about. I think that's what I'm ready to get back on. That's what I want to talk to Nigerians about on the streets, in the studio, anywhere. So that's what this is all about. That's what turning point Nigeria is all about. So Emeka, all is not well in that regard. All is not well. We need a team. I don't know, just Emeka. If we because at the end of the day, right, it is not about turning point Nigeria versus separatists or turning point Nigeria versus Arewa. No. At the end of the day, we have one problem. The what is holding the Biafran, holding them back, is the leadership that we currently have, right? What is holding those who believe Oduduwa is the same. So we have one problem. We have one common enemy. So we cannot be we cannot be against each other. Just because I believe in one Nigeria doesn't mean I should go against the Biafran man. Doesn't mean I should go against no. Because we have one common enemy. That should be our common goal. So we know what our difference is. Let's put it aside. Let's see how we can run these men out of town. Then when we run these men out of town, we take over the space. Then we sit down and talk. If you still want to go, you go. For me, I think that's where that's what we should, that's the common goal and dream that we support that revolution that everybody is clamoring for. We have to work together, regardless of our differences. The politicians are doing it anyway. The politicians are doing it easily. So why can't we do it? So it's not necessarily about the difference. It's about what we have in common. We have one common factor, one common problem. The leadership that we currently have is the problem. And this leadership is not from just one corner of the country, cut across the board. So for me to achieve the one Nigerian nest that I want, I have to run these leaders out of town. I can't do it alone. For the Biafran man to successfully achieve his dream country, his dream Biafran country, he needs to run these leaders out of town. He cannot do it alone successfully. He has to work with me too. So that's how we should approach this thing from. If we actually want to pass a country, a territory, whatever, to the next generation that we want, that's how we have to do it. It has to be a collective effort. But as far as I'm concerned, the Biafrans are ahead in terms of articulating what they want. They don't pass that stage. They know their problem. They know their problem. They know how to get it. We all might disagree with how they are going about it, but they are one step ahead. They are one step. The conviction of a Biafra man is something to be studied. It's something to be studied. It's so convinced. And if you disagree, you should go into a debate trying to tell the Biafra man that Biafra is not possible. And you will see if he or she is going to back down. No, it will just the fact that you tell him he or her is not possible, he will reinforce immediately and convince you why it is possible. Not so much about those that believe in one Nigeria. Once you begin to say, let's come together, they say, no, not possible. That will kill you. That will, I will just. So we need to catch up to them. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, one step ahead, we need to catch up with them. They are very convinced. The same thing, those who believe in Sharia. The conviction, it is the conviction that brought that to fruition. How convinced are you about one Nigeria? That's the turning point I'm talking about. I'm not saying watch the group that I believe to come and join me, no, but if you are convinced that one Nigeria is possible, hardcore conviction that yes. Because if you are convinced, I don't see nobody should be able to discourage you. Nobody should be able to say your idea is not going to work without he or she putting a superior argument, a superior idea. Don't just be saying, they say it's not possible and you let go. No. If a separatist telling you it's not possible, that's understandable. That's what I expect. Just like I expect somebody who believes in one Nigeria to be telling a Biafra man that it's not possible, right? But the difference there is the guy who is a separatist. Just because you tell him, it's not possible, that doesn't mean he's convinced anyway. As a Yoruba man will say, I don't hear, but I'm not going to take it, right? You can say whatever you want. That's where those people are ahead than those who believe in Nigeria. If you believe in those who believe in one Nigeria, if one Nigeria is trying to tell you, we need to come together, we need to organize, we need to go out there and protest. And the separatists not say, that's not possible, they don't kill you before, during when you try to do that, and you will just give up. That's conviction that they have achieved is where we should be striving for. And I credit Nnamdi Kanu, that's what I said. That's why he's still in jail. He has affected millions of Nigeria who beginning to see the country through his ideology. And whether you disagree with that, how they are seeing it, that's a different conversation. But how did they arrive at that point? How did they achieve that? Is where we should be striving for. And I swear, if we achieve that level of conviction, we can work together easily and run this man out of town. Because we all are not going to enjoy what our environment have for us if we don't have the desired leadership across the board. That's the only way the separatists can achieve their dream and enjoy it, is when these leaders are run out of town. They know that. They understand that. That is why they never believe in anything the leadership of this country does. I'm not saying that's the way to go. I'm not saying I agree with them, but that is their conviction. What is your conviction as one Nigerian is? People will easily tell you, you not go work. You cannot work with a full animal. You cannot work as a German. You cannot, and you could just give up. Why? It is because you never really believe. You're not convinced about what you believe in anyway. You're just saying that because people are saying it. It is okay for somebody to tell you it is not possible to achieve a greater Nigeria. It's perfectly okay, fine. But what is not okay is for you to actually buy it. What is not okay is for you not to be able to rebut that statement with a superior argument. That's not okay. Nnamdi Kanu will call Nigeria a zoo. Yes, you can disagree with that. I disagree with it too. But what you will not disagree with, he will also go ahead and tell you why he called Nigeria a zoo. And I guarantee you, you will not disagree with the reason that he or she he will always give you. Because deep down you know it is true that the way the leadership of these people, that country is behaving, are not better than what other animals are capable of doing on the planet. The animals are actually way better off than them because the animals are not wasteful. The animals, other animals on the planet are not wasteful, are not as dangerous as we humans. So if Nnamdi Kanu is comparing Nigeria as a zoo, I see the context. I totally disagree with the words, the names, and the ways, but the context, totally I say it. And every rational human being will see the context at which Nnamdi Kanu is Nigeria a zoo. And that's the conviction I'm talking about. If somebody come and tell you that Nigeria is not possible, he or she should not win that argument if you're actually convinced that one Nigerianness is possible. Because I'm here to see anybody that will engage me in that kind of argument and I win. I will accept your argument. As I said, you can call Nigeria a zoo all you want, but you should be able to back it up. And if you back it up, I still agree with you, but I might agree with the talk, but I see the correlation. So it's about turning point. If we are all convinced that the leadership of this country is nothing to write home about, that the system is what is actually producing these leaders. The system is built to select the worst of us. The worst, not necessarily in terms of the IQ, education, and all that. Those who are stone cold, heartless, who don't think beyond their generation. The system is set up to recreate those kind of people. And it's going to take every one of us to come together regardless of our differences to change that system. So again, this is not to say, this is not pointing or shining light on the differences between us and those, when I mean us, the one Nigerians and those that don't believe in one Nigeria. This is not necessary to expand the differences. This is to say, come on, these people, there's something we should learn from these people. There's something worth learning from them, even if we disagree with everything that they stand for, but there's something that you cannot take away from them. How did they arrive at that conviction that yes, it is possible? How did they arrive at the conviction that it's possible? That is what Turning Point Nigeria is trying to achieve. If you believe in one Nigeria, you should go beyond just belief. There should be that conviction, the conviction that nobody, no argument, no uh, uh, movement out there that can push you away from that conviction, from that belief that one Nigeria is possible. And to arrive to achieve that is a daily choice. You have to constantly keep looking for a reason why it is possible. And trust me, there are 1,000,001 reasons out there. They're right in here. You can see them, you can feel them, you can touch them. But because you are easily carried away with the other person's convictions and argument, which is to constantly point out the wrongs and the ills of what the Nigerian state is doing. So you started seeing Nigeria through their own conviction. And that's why you constantly find yourself criticizing, condemning, always trying to shine light at the evil things because you are seeing it from the opponent conviction. But if you can just switch it around, start seeing the good things that around you or the possibility of what one Nigerian years can achieve, you begin to see things differently. And then you begin to form your own conviction and argument. That even when these people reinforce or reinvent their argument or the way they see Nigeria in the worst possible way, you will say, yes, I see that. But guess what? It is this because this is not in place. If this and this and this is in place, we are not just going to achieve that. We are not just going to overcome that. We'll achieve a greater height. That's why I said be conscious of what gaslighters. If you pay attention, you see, say nobody answering Amechi. This is when he come out and cry and gaslight us. Nobody answer. When I mean nobody, the system did not answer. I mean the federal government no respond. Nobody, everybody send down. Even wicked they no one send down. Because he's homeless, nobody is powerless. But guess what? Somebody who has benefited immensely from the system over 25 years stretch. This guy did make millions for the past 25 years. But all he could see is the ill and the evil of the state that he benefited from, just to gaslight us. You see, they constantly want you to see the ill and evil of the state. Even it is them that are custodian of that ill and evil of the state. I challenge everybody to not watch the news for 2 weeks. I come back and you see if anything is going to be different in terms of what they tell you. So if you can just pause and just say the good things that or what you want Nigerian to be like. If you believe in one Nigeria, just think about what you want it to look like, and you begin to see it. You begin to see the possibilities, and there you begin to build your weapon of not just of defense, but the weapon to actually build to make sure what your conviction is possible, if not for your own lifetime, but next generation. That's exactly what is. That's the mind game. That's what Nnamdi Kanu has achieved that is putting him in trouble. Stop seeing the one Nigerian that you want from the idea, from the heights of people who don't believe in it. Because trust me, you'll be convinced. Those people will always see reasons. Just especially in Nigeria, there's 1,000,001 reason that is right in your face for you not to believe in it. Yes, every nooks and cranny you look to, you will see a reason. If you look up to government, you will see a million reasons why you should not believe in Nigeria. If you look into the religious circle, you will see reasons why you should not believe in Nigeria. If there is no way you will mirror in your microscope that you will not see where you should not believe in Nigeria. But guess what? At the same time, if you push more effort and energy into trying to see the good that can be achieved, that is before you, the good that is actually happening before, and that can actually be achieved. If you actually believe in one Nigeria, if you mirror your microscope in that direction, you will see it too. But as I said, because those who don't believe in one Nigeria are so convinced, they have moved into the next phase, which is to make sure they recruit more people to see Nigeria from their lens, because I believe the more people see Nigeria through their lens, which is to constantly point at the evil things Nigerian state doing, the more they will be loud, the more they will be heard, the more they see that possibility that you refuse to see. Person wey believe say to Nigeria go fit divide again and Biafra go see. 100% convinced, and as I said, you have to give it to him or her. But he's telling you that the Nigerian state that the Nigeria that we already have cannot be better, and you agree. Person will never build foundation, right? They tell you where your house don't reach tinted level, say you know fit roof am, and you the believer. But you cannot convince him whenever ever start foundation, say no go fit roof in your house. You cannot. So see like that and see if you no go admire that person. And that's exactly how politicians act. Bola Tinubu will tell you, say, man, go recruit 1 million soldiers, ain't go turn Nigeria, da. Obi go say yes, ain't go turn Nigeria from construction to production. Konkozo ain't go build schools everywhere. But we believe them, right? Even when we know they're just talking rubbish. But how did we arrive at that point to, ignore the fact that Obi has been an importer and exporter all his life? He has been in government, never encouraged any production and manufacturing. How do we ignore the fact that Bola Tinubu, when he was in charge, everything that I said he's going to do never achieve 1% of it in Lagos? How do we be convinced that Konkozo, who now the small power we get for Kano State now is using to import Nigerians out to go school abroad, with a lot of our money goes with that, right? How did we see that but still believe that they will do the opposite? It's because they monopolize the communication channels. So a year leading to that is what you hear about. We hear about this argument across the board. Because you hear them every day so often enough, you begin to see things the way they want you to say it. Then when they come find this, boom, and then if you do it, everybody begin get angry that, oh, you say you do, you say you did this. Yes, they say they're going to do it. Doesn't cost a thing to say that. So we that believe in one Nigeria, as I said, it's a turning point. We have to constantly looking for a reason, looking for a solution, regardless of how they try to convince us that it's not possible. We should constantly keep looking for those things that will make Nigeria the Nigeria that we want. And I agree from that perspective, from that point of view.
First batch is 25. How solid is the state financially to ensure that none of them will be abandoned?
We put our priority right. We first of all, we engineer our finances. It will be slow in gestation because people are not, naturally will not respond to new creative method of financing. But this is what, this is an innovation, and equally the standard of this building that we are bringing is another pace-setting program for those schools. The funding is not They are to take everything in one go, but by managing a good cash management method, we are not going to owe nobody, and we are not going to abandon no project.
Your Excellency, sir, a project like this has to be sustained by teachers who can actually face the challenge. Do you plan to train your teachers to make them use the standard education
We will continue to upgrade the teacher training program. Equally, we are going to hire more teachers. Okay, those who are on temporary appointments will be converted to have job security. This is part of the government program. Put the teacher and the people first. Equally, we will have training the trainers program in information technology. I don't.
Put the people and the teachers first. Is it doing that? We need to put our interests first and what we want first before anything. I'm talking to one Nigerians now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, work time. Now go hustle. You go to work and just to make a I'll be back again maybe during lunchtime and do as many as I can then. We'll see. Until then, please like, share, and subscribe. I did struggle to get to 1,000 for like 2 years. Come on now. We can do better than that. So call your family and friends. May they just like and share and subscribe. People do if they watch. I have less than 200 to get to 1,000. I need that. So like, share, and subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, see you in the next 2 to 4 hours during lunch. Ciao, ciao.